inappropriate reply to NASA calling a space station havoc. I'm E. Curtis Johnson. I support space exploration. However, NASA should stick to the math and science of building a cloud city above Venus. Naming it havoc proves the force is not with NASA.
This is the all-new Sonoma County's Morning News with Melanie Morgan on Sonoma County's #1 news, weather, and traffic station, 1350 KSRO. Depend on it.
8:51 at KSRO. Well, is it possible, do you think, we could have two winners of the Great Christmas Light Fight from Sonoma County?
Yes.
I hope so. Well, the Gingerbread House in Windsor, owned by the Mortensen family, will be featured on the Great Christmas Light Fight tonight on ABC. He will be competing for $50,000 along with several other families from around the United States. Joining us on the KSRO Live line is the Gingerbread Man of Windsor, Jim Mortensen. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, everybody. How are you doing today?
Merry Christmas. What in the world is Gingerbread House? Describe it for people who haven't had a chance to come by and see it in Windsor.
Well, basically, I took my house and made it into a giant gingerbread candy house with gingerbread people running across the lawn, Santa's workshop, a little snow scene in the garage, and a full-size replica of the Batmobile for the big boys.
Well, I'm assuming that the gingerbread men do not have little tiny lit-up flasks with them, right?
One of them does.
Oh, okay.
This is wine country, remember?
That's true.
Hey, as long as he shares. Jim, let me ask you, how are the neighbor relations? Because people will call up and ask us where these houses are, the one in Runner Park and your house. And I pretty much just say, well, follow the big line of cars because I'm afraid to give away the location. What's it like with your neighbors?
Well, it's funny because the producers from the TV show The Great Christmas Light Fight went to all the neighbors and said, hey, we're going to be filming, this is what's going to go on. And they came back to me and they go, in all these couple of years that they filmed all these houses, they picked 24 houses nationally per year, none of your neighbors had anything negative to say.
Oh.
They were all positive, and that's because I turned the lights off at about 10 o'clock because, we're working people, we got to go to work. And you know what, I just asked that all the people don't block the driveways, park a couple blocks away and walk in, put your radio stations on 88.1 FM, and you can see the dancing lights to the music.
All right, now, how did you get on ABC's Great Light Fight?
Well, I have a sneaking suspicion that my buddy Scott Weaver told them about my house because they called me. I did not enter the contest. I honestly felt, with seeing some of these houses that are using those multicolored pixels that can be any color, they put like $40,000, $50,000 worth of lights on their house. I figured, I got a nice house, I got a good house. But they called me and said, we love your house, we want to film you, would you like to go through the interview process? And I said, absolutely. So we went through the interview process. A little bit of a sad part is my daughter, who is 26, did the interview with us. She passed away the following Saturday. We almost had a black year. So one of my friends told me, he goes, you know what? I'm sorry about your daughter, but remember one thing. Your daughter would want you to live a happy life. And since she left behind an 8-year-old daughter, I says, you know what? We have to do this. We have to keep living. We have to go on. And hopefully they'll share our story with others because we want to make people happy when they come and see our house.
Well, one other thing that I just learned before we went on the air, Jim, is that there's some sort of connection to charity for this event.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, because I asked one of the papers, if you only mention one thing, mention please bring a canned good for the Redwood Gospel Mission, because we've helped so many people. We've given them 2 giant buckets full of cans so far, and I want to give them a ton more. But if everybody brought 1 can, do you know what a difference that would make? Those guys fed 1,100 families before Thanksgiving. So they're giving it right to the people that need it, the people that are needy, the people that are homeless. So we support Redwood Gospel Mission 100%.
We're out of time, but I just have to say, God bless you and Merry Christmas, Jim. I'm just blown away by your story, and we are going to be rooting for you for the Great Christmas Light Fight tonight on ABC. What time?
8 o'clock, and we are at 150 Melba Court in Windsor. So come on down.
All right, folks. You got all the pertinent information, and don't forget to bring that can of food. Jim Mortensen, thank you so much. It is 8:56 at KSRO. Now, Officer